So good morning, everybody. Thank you very much. First of all, before we go into the subject, I would like to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Uli Stanciu. By profession, I'm a journalist. In 1989, I started the magazine Bike in Germany, which is right now probably the biggest bicycle magazine throughout Europe. We have a sold circulation every month of about 100,000. So after having, let us say, invented this magazine, I did some more in this field. As you see later, we have in our publishing house other magazines on the bicycle field for all the target groups. Like you can see, not only bike, but Tour de France, for road racing, bicycling. We have free ride for the young section, free ride and downhill, and we have trekking bike, which is the bicycle track bicycling. I mean the average bicycling of everybody. So this is what we are doing in our publishing house. I myself did some other things in my life too, like in 1994 I invented something for our readers, the first bike festival of the world, or in Europe, let us say, Lago di Garda, which is taking place next week. And since 1994, now 20 years, we have about 20 to 30,000 visitors every time. So it's a real big festival. We did a copy of this in Germany. We have another bike festival in Villingen, in the center of Germany, because all our readers of the magazines wanted to have something closer to their homes. And then in 1998, I started the first race for our readers and for everybody in the world, which is called the Transalp race. I was kind of founder of the Transalp idea when I did the first alpine crossing on a mountain bike in 1990. And the Transalp, you may have heard of it, is probably one of the most famous mountain bike races in the world. It's every year. It's going 8 stages from Bavaria to Lago di Garda. And there is every year 1,200 people doing it. Later on we did the Tour Transalp, so the same thing, the same concept of a stage race in couples for a road racing. And after that, I did several books about mountain biking, altogether about 20. I did a book which is called Transalp, which was the initial start of a new tourism, let us say, the Transalp tourism, which is a new form of vacation, 1 week, crossing the Alps on a mountain bike or also on a road racing bike. It is just 1 week, lot of adventure, and cost not very much, doesn't cost very much. So this idea, or this new concept, today is a big touristic factor in the Alps. The University of Innsbruck has made a study about it, and they say that at the moment it is about 160,000 people who are crossing the Alps on a mountain bike per year. So this is a really great amount of people. And through this Transalp tourism, the bicycling tourism, or the cycling tourism in the Alps started a lot, because people were coming to certain points, like Livigno, like San Vigilio di Marebbe in the Dolomites, and other places where they found out, oh, it's beautiful here. They hit these destinations first time through the Transalp. And then, being there, they decided, oh, I come back with my family this year or next year to do more trails and more courses around this area. And so the bicycling tourism started, the mountain bike tourism started in the last 15 years very much at certain destinations in the Alps. Now, this is a little story of what we did in the last years. Now, what I wanted to present you is a survey which we are doing for our publishing house every year. And this survey gives you some numbers about cyclists in the German-speaking market. We are talking about Germany. and a little bit of Austria and Switzerland, not the other countries. First of all, which is not in this survey, we want to talk about the numbers which we get every year. So, in Germany, we have 7.2 million sportive cyclists. 7.2 million sportive cyclists. What is a sportive cyclist? This is a person who has a bicycle with more than 18 gears, using it at least one time a week for a sports reason. Not going to the bakery and buying the rolls, but for a sports reason. So this number, 7.2 million, is about double of the skiers we have in Germany. About double. So the target group is very big. And this is just sportive bikers. We are not talking about trekking biking, which is on bicycle tracks. We are not sportive bikers. So sportive bikers are those who live for this sport. They have a great ambition into this sport. Their heart is beating for the sport. So they do holiday just to do this sport. They do a pure bicycling holiday. 7.2 million. This is a big number. Why don't we see them in Europe like we see the skiers? Because skiing is concentrated to some certain spots. Where you have a ski resort, there's a lot of skiers. Like in the big resorts like St. Moritz or Kitzbühel or Cortina or wherever, you have a lot of skiers. The cyclists are spreading in summer all over Europe. So we don't have, maybe except some small areas, we don't have this concentration of cyclists like we have in skiing. We have it a little bit at Lago di Garda, which is the mecca of mountain biking. Giovanna, my colleague, will talk about this later. And we have it, for instance, for road racing on Mallorca, where they do training camps. Hundreds of thousands of road racing cyclists are going to Mallorca in the spring. Now, we are going into this survey, and I want to introduce to you the people who are sportive cyclists. First of all, I have to say, out of these 7.2 million sportive cyclists, there's about 3.7 million road racing and 3.5 million mountain biking. This is about half. Now, we asked the readers of Bike Magazine, Free Ride, Tour and Trekking Bike in summer 2012. So this is the most actual numbers we can give you. 26,000 something people were giving their answers. This is 9,500 for road racing, 11,000 for biking, trekking bike smaller, and free ride 3,500. Now the males. Free ride and tour, see free ride 88%. This is only 12% women. Free ride, downhill, you know, protectors, helmet, this is a male thing. Whereas bike and trekking bike is only 66% male. So 34% women who are doing this sport. It's more, but all over, it's more a male sport. Now, the age of these people, very important. First of all, we found out that cyclists in general are comparatively young, they are comparatively well educated, and they are comparatively rich. So the ideal tourist. We all want those people. Young, well educated, so they speak languages, and rich. They can spend money. Now, free ride, the young people, is in the average 27 years old, the free rider. So these are the young cyclists who do not want to sweat on the bicycle, they want to play. Right? They want to go up with a shuttle or with a cable car, and they were going down on the bicycle. The bike people, these are the touring people, the biggest group we have. The biggest group. They are about 37 years old. They are going up and down on their bicycle. They want to earn their climbing. Then the tour people, the road racing people, are in the average 43.8 years old. So they are a little older. The sport is older. Road cycling developed in the 60s and 70s of the last century. Mountain biking came from the end of the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So the people who started the sport were younger at that time, so they're young. And trekking bike, of course, is not is the oldest sport of what we have, because the people are not so sportive, and they are not belonging to the sportive bikers. They are not belonging to these 7.2 million. They are outside of this. Also, the circulation of this magazine. Bike has about 100,000 circulation. Tour has about 80,000 circulation. Trekking bikes has about 25,000. So people who are going on bicycle tracks, they are not so engaged for their sport. Their heart is not beating so much for it. They inform themselves about new bikes maybe, and then they go on the bicycle tracks and they are not interested in all the other things anymore. Now we asked, did you do a bicycle holiday, a pure bicycle holiday in the last 12 months? Yes, bike, 61%. They did a holiday just for cycling, not for other things. Tour, 56%. Trekking bike, 62%. So they did a pure biking holiday. And then we have, upon that, a short holiday, up to 5 days. 55% bike, 41% tour, 56% trekking bike. And here, for tour, for the road racing people, there is, upon that, 37% who did a training camp, Mallorca, you know. And here you see the tendency. It is plus 13% who are doing training camps. Now, the last bicycling holiday, was it that you did daily trips at a local destination, or did you do a stage holiday like Transalp? 83 bike did it on local destinations. Only 17% did a Transalp, but only these 17% were more than 160,000. Tour, 85 to 15. Trekking bike, they are doing more stage things, 43 to 57. They are going on the bicycle tracks along the Danube River, along the rivers, let us say. Okay? Now, where do you stay overnight during your bicycle holiday? In the hotel, 39 bike. Pension, so a little lower, 35. Camping, pretty low, 13. Camper, 6%. And other, this is apartments, Ferienwohnungen in Deutsch, 18%. Tour, the average is much higher in the hotel. People are older, they have more money, so they go to the hotel. Pension, 21. Camping, 5% only. Camper, 3%. And here you see the same for a trekking bike, 44, 47, etc. Now, in which category are you going? 5-star, pretty low. Then 4-star, 38, 57, so the older tour people going into higher class hotels. Okay, trekking bike. Now 3-star, this is the average, 55% of the mountain bikers, a little younger, 38 tour, 62 trekking bike. Others is apartment. And then very important, a specialized bike hotel. This number is growing pretty much. 34, 51, and 30. And you see the growth of 2%, 4%, and 3%. So people prefer in the future hotels which are specialized on cyclists. Clear. Now, where did you do your bicycle holiday in the last time? So you see that Germany has the biggest part in mountain biking, but not in road biking, but also in trekking biking. Trekking bike is, of course, the bicycle tracks along the rivers like Elbe Radweg, etc., and so on. So then comes Italy. Mountain bikers are going to Lake Garda. This is Lake Garda. And then comes Austria. We're talking about the countries and their specialities later on. Switzerland is lower because it's just too expensive there. Spain, you see that here the road bikers are going to Spain for the training camps. This is visible in this statistics. And then we have France, and the others are not so important. I'm sorry that Slovenia is not showing up in this survey, but in the future it will. So how long is your bicycle holiday? So for everybody who's interested, I can give you these data later on. I can give you give it to you on a stick. 1 week is clear, 67, 68, 52. 2 weeks, 23, 26, and so on. You can read that. In the average, it's 1.5 weeks about for all the target groups. How much did you spend for your bicycle holiday last time? So the free ride, the young people have a lower budget, sure, so they gave only about 500 euros for a bicycle trip. Bike, 759 in the average. Tour, 1,100. And trekking bike, about 800. So it's interesting to know that people are ready to spend quite a lot of money per year for a pure mountain bike, for a pure cycling holiday. Now, where did you go in Germany? No, where did you go? Excuse me, mountain bike Urlaub destination. Where did you go last time? Last time, not in future, but last time. Germany, and here, where did you go last time? Here you see where they plan to go in future. So Germany is going from 52 to 47. Italy is going from 33 to 39. Austria is going from 28 to 43. People decide to go to Austria more. Switzerland from 10 to 18 also. And the rest is pretty low. Now in Germany, this is not so interesting for you. Where do they go? They go to Bavaria, because there is mountains and beautiful landscape, also Schwarzwald, Black Forest, and other mountain ranges in Germany. Now in Austria, they are going to the regions where there is a lot of bicycle tourism, like Leogang, Saalbach, Hinterglemm, and also Karwendel region, or Salzkammergut, or Kitzbühel, or Zillertal. This is all destinations who do quite a lot of promotional work for mountain biking. In Switzerland, it's Main, Graubünden, Grischuna. They do quite a lot of promotional work, the most of all. Engadine is in Grischuna. Tessin is coming up, but then Port du Soleil, this is pretty small for the German bikers, although it has a big bike resort, but there is going Swiss people, there's going French people, English people. Now Italy, clear that everybody goes to Lake Garda, but then on second is Alto Adige, Südtirol, and Dolomites. Well, Alto Adige, Südtirol is part of the Dolomites. And then later on, Liguria, Livigno is part of the Alps, of course, but here you see other destinations too. Road racing. Now, road racing, they are going to Spain. This is the training camps. In future, less. Italy, yes, growing a little bit. Germany, about the same. Austria, about the same. So they stay with the destinations where they were going to. In Germany, again, Schwarzwald, Allgäu, Harz. In Austria, they are going to Tyrolia, Salzburg, Carinthia. In Switzerland, again to Graubünden, Wallis, Innerschweiz. And in Italy, they go to South Tyrolia, that means Dolomites, Emilia-Romagna, and Lago di Garda, Emilia-Romagna. In France, go into the Alps, province Alsace. And Italy, you see, 77%, 78% go to Mallorca. Because they did a lot of promotional work for this. Trekking bike, Germany, sure, Austria, Italy, Bavaria, North Rhine-Westphalia, etc. This is. Now, where do you want to make your next bicycle holiday? Where do you want to make next bicycle holiday? Oh no, the question is, do you want make a bicycle holiday in future? Yes or no? Yes, sure, free ride. Yes, sure, mountain bike, 55. Yes, sure, 49. Yes, sure, 58. Yes, maybe. I'm not sure yet. 37, 32, 28, 29. So if you put everything together, it is 84%, 87%, etc. who want to do a bicycle holiday in the future. And you see that the numbers for free ride and bike are growing. For tour, it's descending a little bit, and for trekking bikes, it's about the same. But altogether, it's more than 80%. Big target group, they want to do bicycle holiday. Now, in the future, they want to do 71% stay at one place, 78%, 33, 31, and stage holiday, 27, 21, 67. So this is Transalp, Trans-Slovenia, other things. Where do you want to stay in future? Hotel, pension, camping, Reisemobil, camper. Which category? So 4-star is growing. People want more comfort. 3-star is descending. Special bike hotel, 41%, 56%. People are looking for bike hotels. How many days? 40% want to make just up to 5 days, 19, 52. 1 week, 41, 48, 52. 2 weeks, 16, 27, 35. So it is about 1.5 weeks in the average that people want to do bike holiday in the future. So this is all I could show about the numbers of German-speaking cyclists in the world. The average, or the number, is always 7.2 million people, which we could reach in the future. Now, the question is how to build up a bicycle destination. We have lots of examples of destinations who did a lot of work with it. And now with Matej, we discussed this subject a lot, also about Slovenia, but maybe we give the possibility to Giovanna to tell you.
I'll go back.
To tell you, well, you can ask the question.
I will.
To tell you how the main spot of bicycle tourism on mainland Europe is Lago di Garda at the moment. Giovanna is a former tourist director from Trentino, from the region of Trentino, and she has seen the bicycle tourism a lot in the last 15-20 years. So she can give you some information about how it developed.